Well, let's be real, guys. Being a student here in Canada, that ain't cheap. From tuition fees to rent to getting your groceries and even that daily coffee run. But what if I told you that with some smart strategies, you can actually save up some bucks every month and also lead a very healthy student life while you're here in Canada? So stick around because I am gonna break down how exactly and wisely you can do your spendings and also meanwhile do some savings while you're here in Canada as a student. So let's go and let's jump into the video. Okay, so the very first step in order to save money is to actually know where you are spending money. And there are many ways to keep your spendings in check. Specifically in this era where the technology is advancing at such a high rate, there are no lack of so many free apps out there, be it Mint, be it Notion. Even you can use a very simple thing as simple as a Google Sheet to keep a track of all your expenses, specifically monthly expenses, so that at the end of each month, you can go back, you can look, okay, this is what I spent and this is where I spent, and okay, this is how much I'm spending every month. Also, if you are getting a monthly bank statement, keep a check on your bank statement as well, like where exactly you have made any transaction and was it even necessary or not. The next thing is the need versus wants test. Yes. Before spending, always ask one question to yourself. Is it something that I really need or is it something that I actually want? And pro tip, always wait for at least a day before you make any impulse purchases, and trust me, it does make a whole lot of difference. I have tried it on myself and have seen the difference as well, and the same I'm going to recommend to you too. And while we are talking about being mindful of our spending, I would also recommend one more thing which I started recently and is working wonders for me, is to set a weekly budget for yourself. So basically, set a weekly budget for your eating out, set a weekly budget for your groceries. So if you're going out, say $50, $60 a week, which is still high, but I'm just taking a random number, but set a realistic budget according to your expenses and your income. Okay, now let's talk about the actual fun part, how to actually save money. And the very first thing in this department would be get student discount everywhere, and I have made a video on it. Like when I was in Hamilton, I actually leveraged student discount a lot in my groceries, even in library, wherever I used to go, even in the transportation. So make sure you actually use your student discount everywhere and anywhere possible. There are so many places specifically around your university and colleges which absolutely gives you student discount. Like for me, Shopper Drug Market, even Food Basics, I used to get student discount on certain days of a week. If not always, you'll get the student discount. You know what? Even on Amazon Prime, you get student discount, and also the public transport. So what I'll actually recommend you to do is always ask them, do you offer a student discount? And trust me, you will be surprised how often they do. On to the second point, which is saving on your groceries. Obviously, apart from rent, another department where we actually spend a lot of money is on food and on groceries. And I've made a lot of notes on it. So wait, let me get my phone. The very first thing which I'll recommend you guys to do is to download the Flip app. Yeah. Flip app is a really amazing application here in Canada, which I use almost every day, and let me show it to you here. So I actually searched No Frills in Flip app. So this is Flip app, and this is what the flyer I get for No Frills, which is near to the location that I'm living here. So here, as you can see on Clementines, it's 50% off. So right now it is a $2.49, and it is for a 3 LB bag. Even on Cucumber, it is like 23% off. Again, there are so many discounts on No Frills. If you eat meat, there are a lot on meat, on cheese, and so many things. So what I would recommend is we anyways do go for a grocery run. So always keep a check and mark these as their favorite, as your favorites, whichever location or whichever store is near your location, and they'll keep on sending the flyers. So just keep a check on, okay, this is what I need, or this is on sale, I should go and get it right away. Another tip is whenever you go for your grocery run, you'll find a section or an aisle where they keep some items, be it the packed item or the vegetables, which are out on discount or on sale because they might be nearing their expiry. So say sometimes when on a bread you'll find usually it's like 2 weeks of or 1 week of expiry date. Sometimes they put it on sale when there are only 3 or 4 days left. But say if you're a group of 4 or 5 students living together, you can actually get that because you're gonna finish it up in 3 or 4 days, that entire pack of bread. So why not get it? Similarly, 40% sales on eggs. There are so many times when you get items on sale, so just go grab it. You're gonna save a ton of money there. Apart from things going out on discount and on sale and you grabbing it, one more pro tip, which actually I have experienced, I have applied it myself and it works wonders, is always go out for grocery shopping after you had something already. I mean, after you had eaten something, then you go for your grocery run. Trust me, when you are full, you don't feel like getting any snacks. And that's what I do nowadays, because if I'm going empty stomach, I'm pretty sure I'm gonna get 2 or 3 bags of chips, frozen pizzas and all those things. But when I go after eating something, seriously, I'm able to control myself and I don't gravitate towards, grabbing those snacks items, which are not good for you and also not good for your pocket. Now let's move on to the biggest expense, either your mortgage or your rent. And since we are talking about students currently, I believe you are giving out rent. Currently, the market is going down, so the rent has decreased a lot. Like at least in Toronto, I can see 5 to 7% decrease of rent, and similarly, I think in certain areas it has even reduced down to 10%. So if you're living in a little bit expensive apartment and you want to move out, to be honest, now is the right time. Go out, look out for other areas, and you might be able to get some really good find at a much lower rate. Apart from that, I would also recommend that if you are finding a new place, try to find it near the public transit areas. So basically, like I live about 15 minutes away from the Union Station, so I usually just walk or either I bike, and I'll talk about it later in this video as well. But if you actually find a place which is near to the public transit, you actually end up saving a lot of money because you don't spend money on the transit itself. And since I mentioned biking, so now let's talk about how you can use public transports and also student passes. So like McMaster University, I hope other universities or college would give some sort of discount, if not passes. We used to get student discount for a whole year, and then we can use that code for a Presto card, and then within Hamilton we can use public transport and it's all free. We are not charged for it. Apart from these, also for the GO train you get some discount as well using the same code that I use for the Hamilton public transportation. Similarly, I believe your university or your college would be giving out some sort of discount for you guys to leverage. If not, I would still recommend take a monthly or an annual pass for the public transport that you're gonna use almost every day or every alternate day. That saves a lot of bucks rather than getting it deduct every day from your account. And another thing which we started doing since last year, and trust me, it saves a lot of money, is if you don't have your own vehicle, and I also would recommend not to have your own vehicle if you are here as a student, is to invest in some sort of membership for bikes. So currently in Toronto, we have taken Bike Share Toronto membership, annual membership. Throughout my entire internship, I used to just take the city bikes from one location to another, drop it there. The connectivity within Toronto at least is really amazing. So I can just pick my bike right in front of my building and I drop it right where my office used to be. Take my words on it, you really are gonna save a lot of time as well as a lot of money, because you are not gonna spend money on transit, be it TTC or any of your local transit, or even the cabs if you're considering them as a part of your transportation as well. I know I've been blabbering for a long time right now, but I'm really excited to give you all the experiences that I had, and I hope some of you may get some help out of it. So if you are really liking this video till now, please don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Also hit the like button if you have liked this video so far. And we are moving towards the last point of our video, which is access to the public libraries. I know, right? What? Public libraries? Trust me guys, when I used to live in Hamilton, we got the public library pass. At least in Hamilton, we used to get 10 printouts free of cost every day. That was used to be the limit, and then you need to pay something. But the amount of money that you need to pay for a printout if you get it from a library versus if you get it from some other departmental store, say Staples, the difference is huge. To be honest, you get it at much cheaper rate if you get a printout from a public library. So we had public library pass in Hamilton and now even in Toronto, and we are saving so much out of it. Also, I'm an avid book reader. If you don't know, I recently laid my hands on The Fourth Wing and I got the second part, which is The Iron Flame, from my nearest public library, all free of cost. Not only that, if you get your pass, you also get free access to the computer. So if you don't have a laptop or if you don't have Wi-Fi top, you can go to your nearest public library. If you have a pass, you can access the computer, access the Wi-Fi, do your job, all free of cost. Along with that, you know what? You also get some free access and free passes using library cards to certain main attractions of your city. Like in Toronto, if you have public library pass, you can do a slot hold of say CN Tower and can go and visit CN Tower. You can go and visit the museum right here, all free of cost. You don't have to pay any charges because you have your library card or your library pass. So Weren't these some amazing tips that I could give you, and I hope you really enjoyed them and you got some really great insight out of these as well. If you follow even a few of these tips, I'm pretty much sure that you're gonna save some bucks for yourselves every month, and trust me, you're gonna say thank you to yourself in future. So yeah guys, if you like this video and if you found everything that I talked about helpful, please do not forget to subscribe to the channel, hit the like button. Until next time guys, bye.